You start becoming very aware of how you speak when you listen to stuff like this. And I can tell you, you're going to hate your voice.
Already do.
Yeah.
Did you take any classes or anything to help you?
Just doing it. Just doing it. People hate their voice.
And being super aware that I can be as Southern as can be.
Yeah.
And I have to train that stuff out of my voice.
Yep. Yep, sure do.
Especially when I'm excited about something, because it's just going to come across.
Now, I've done this for 10 years. So I've gotten what I think is fairly natural at it. I don't expect you to be natural out of the gate. But you can work on that. That's just a matter of, if you're reading if you've got a script in front of you, read the script ahead of time. Be familiar with what it says, and then talk to me through that script. You know what I'm saying? Don't just read the script, because then you sound very automated and you become very robotic. Part of what makes the human voice better than that text-to-speech is the emotion you're able to add to it. So let's see if I can find something here. Yeah, here, I'll just read this. I'm not going to, do you want me to hit record? You want me to record it while I do it? Might as well.
Yep.
Okay. I just deleted everything that I recorded. Okay. So we're going to start fresh. I'm going to hit that record button, and I'm going to go over here. Audacity is an easy-to-use multi-track audio editor and recorder for Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It's been developed. See now, so this is a weird sentence, right? Developed by a group of volunteers. That's not actually a sentence. So I would change that to be, it was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Audacity is proud to be taking part in Google's Summer Code of 2021, having last participated in 2008 and 2009. We created a web page with 4 speed. Whoops. So I made an error there. So what I would do is I'll snap and I'll just keep right on going. We created a web page with 4 seed project ideas for students to base their project ideas on. We then, and then it's going to continue there. So I'm going to go back to my recorder now, and I'm going to stop. So a couple of things going on here, right? There's things in here that we don't need, correct? Because I was mapping and kind of explaining to you what was going on. So we need to get rid of that. We need to clean up room tone, what's called room tone. And then where there was a snap, right, I had to go back and re-record. So we have to find that snap and get rid of it. So we'll listen to what we got here. Button. And I'm going to go over here. Audacity is an easy to use button. Oops. So right here is where I actually started. So I'm going to delete this stuff at the beginning. There you go. If I want to, I do have a volume here. This will ramp up the volume. Audacity is an easy-to-use multi-track audio editor and recorder for Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It's been developed, and see now, so this is a weird sentence. So do you guys see how this was changing color up here in the speaker? That was me messing around over here with this button over here where it says mute, solo, the minus and the plus. So this is a way, if you record the audio and it's not loud enough when you do the playback and you need it to be louder, you can adjust this button right here, up and down, and make it.
What's the difference, Barry? I'm sorry to interrupt, between that and the one on the top?
This is playback. That's playback out of your speakers.
And to the left of it?
This one here is the mic recording volume.
Okay.
Which means the level that it's picking your voice up when you're speaking.
Okay.
Once it's been recorded, you adjust it here. So this is while you're recording. This is after you're recording. This one just makes your speakers louder, and it doesn't actually affect the recording at all. So when I play this back again, I believe right here we said that I stopped. The easy-to-use multi-track audio editor and recorder for Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It's been developed, and see now, so this is a weird sentence. Okay. Okay, so right here, I want to do a cut. I want to get rid of it from there.
It's been developed. And see now, so this is a weird sentence, right? Developed by a group of volunteers. That's not actually a sentence. So I would change that to be, it was developed by a group of volunteers as.
So that's where I want to have it. So what am I getting rid of? I'm getting rid of
All
it.
that.
Yeah, from here all the way to about there, I think. I think it was there. See if
I didn't see the number.
It was developed by a group of volunteers.
Yep. So all of this got deleted. There you go.
OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Audacity is proud to be taking part in Google Summer Code of 2021, having last participated in 2008 and 2009. We created a web page with 4 speed. Whoops. So I made an error there. So what I would do is I'll snap.
See how it made a little line?
Since 31, since 31 until maybe, I think it's 23 between.
Yeah, it's somewhere over in here.
We created a web page with 4 speed.
Yep. So it's from like right here to where that snap is, or that clap or whatever it was.
31.
Yep.
Having last participated in 2008 and 2009. I'll snap, and I'll just keep right on going.
Okay, so we don't need any of that.
Having last participated in 2008 and 2009. We created a web page with 4 seed project ideas for students to base their project ideas on. We then, and then it's going to continue.
So we actually don't even need this, right? From we then all the way to the end, because that was just me talking.
Very cool.
So there it's gone. Now, what do we have? We need now that we've gotten the stuff out of there that we don't care about, let's normalize the sound. Even though it's probably not going to be too bad. So we'll go under Effect, Noise Reduction, and we'll get the noise profile. And then we'll select everything, and we'll do it again. And we just click OK. Did anything change? I'm not even sure it changed.
What happens if you accidentally like clip something out or cut something out? Is there a way to get it back?
There is.
I see the undo. There is an undo error. I mean, an undo arrow.
But it's like one undo back, I think.
Okay.
But you could easily go to the end and just re-record the new thing and then paste it in where you need it.
Oh.
So like if we decide here, let's see, like if we're going to replace, what was it that I said? That sentence that I was like, developed by a group of volunteers as open source.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say I'm going to go do that. I'm at the end here. See where I'm at the end? I just hit the record button and I'll go to my script. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Then I'll come back here. I'm going to hit my space bar to stop. We know that we don't need any of that crap. Now, this right here, though, has not been noise reduced, right? Because it was recorded after I did the noise reduction.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to rerun that noise reduction on it. It's already got the noise profile in it, right? Because I've already done that. So I can just click OK. And you'd see it didn't change anything. But we know that, okay, so we're going to take that. We're going to cut it. So I'm going to hit control. Whoops. Didn't grab all of it. I'm going to do Control X for cut, or Control C, I guess, would have worked as well. And where was that? Let's see. Was it here?
It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source.
The reason I knew that's what that was because there was this big gap. Because the big gap was I moved down to the next section of the script. So I can now paste it right in here. Boom.
It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source.
So I can just get rid of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bang. So somebody was asking a question. Was that you,
Yes.
Heidi?
Yes. Is there a standard time for pauses? You don't want them too long. You don't want them too short.
I would say for you to listen to it and put it where you feel comfortable.
Okay.
If it feels uncomfortable, it's probably too long. And I can tell you that a lot of times it's too long. Just whatever it is, it's probably, if you think it's too long, it's probably too long. And a lot of times what I'll do is if I got a pause like this one here, I'll just go in the middle and I'll take out like half of it.
Recorder for Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Audacity is proud to be taking part in.
Did that feel too long to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That open source, like I feel like it dragged on.
And Recorder for Windows, Mac OS, GNU Linux, and other operating systems. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Audacity is proud to be taking part in Google Summer Code of.
Did that feel better?
Yes.
Did it still feel too long?
No.
I mean, this is art, right? This is not science. You have to go by feel here. There's not a standard. It's whatever feels good to you.
GNU Linux and other operating systems. It was developed by a group of volunteers as open source. Audacity is proud to be taking part in Google Summer Code of 2021, having last participated in 2008 and 2009.
Like, for example, we could question this pause here because it's really one sentence, but there's a comma. So if I cut out about half of it.
He is proud to be taking part in Google Summer Code of 2021, having last participated in 2008 and 2009.
Did that sound more natural to you?
Yeah.
So there's no standard. It's whatever feels good. And everybody has different speaking patterns. So a pause for me is probably different for a pause for you. I mean, if you're somebody that pauses a lot and speaks really slow, you're going to be doing a lot of cutting out of space to tighten things up. But I promise you, when you're done with this, people are going to think you're a master speaker because they're not going to hear all the screw ups. People used to want me on their presentation team at work back in the early days because they never saw the edits that I did. And they were like, man, you're such a great speaker. You always are really clean in what you say. And I'm like, yeah, but I said it like 3 or 4 times. I kept the good pieces and I got rid of the other stuff. Y'all don't realize live that I was not that good.
Audacity is proud to be taking part in Google Summer Code of 2021, having last participated in 2008 and 2009. We created a web page with 4 seed project ideas for students to base their project ideas on. Hit the record button, and I'll go to my script.
So, you know, there's a pause here. This pause felt fine to me. Did you guys think it was too much?
No.
Not at all.
So,
But did you hear the inflections in my voice?
right.
And
I like that.
I didn't speak fast. I spoke at a normal pace.